This is the labor force that is going back. Sorry? This is reverse migration that we are witnessing. You have started the economic activities. You have said that construction activities must begin. Factories have started opening. The question is, if this labor force goes back, how will you resume the work? Who will be there and work? Who will work in these factories?
That's right. That's also for states also to think now. So I'm glad these questions are being raised. It is now, I think, a responsibility of the center, the states, the local bodies, the urban local bodies, the panchayats, the municipalities, all of them have to now think as to, do they at least keep a data of who is coming in? Because they contribute to that state's welfare, the state's economic well-being. Shouldn't they have an authentic database of who is coming from where, what kind of skill sets are they coming with, are they coming single or are they coming with their families? Some database should be maintained. Then
there's a huge force that is unaccounted for. Is that a matter of concern, ma'am?
Absolutely, it is. And I think one lesson we should all learn from this epidemic is that we owe it to the migrant workers to have a better set of information flow between the center and the states, with the employers and the states, with the employer and the labor departments in the states, about who's coming, how many are getting employed, where are they, how do they live, and which states do they come from, and so on.
Ma'am, the Indian government, your government, appealed to various sectors so that they don't retrench employees, but we are seeing that they're continuing to suffer. There have been massive cuts in salary and also job cuts. How is the government viewing these massive job losses?
Maria, again, it'll sound as if I'm shifting the responsibility elsewhere. Labor departments in the states will also have to now plan to see, if they come back, what? If they don't come back, what? With the respective employees. Employers in the states will also have to talk. Employers and the state's labor departments, together with the state labor ministry department and the labor authorities, will have to now sit and talk among themselves to sort this out, rather than from the center, me giving one advisory saying, can you do this or can you do that? Let them do it for the states, because some states are disproportionately more dependent on labor, migrant labor.
Besides the migrant labor, even white-collar jobs, we are seeing massive cuts. Will the government cut personal income tax to put some money in the hands of people?
I'm not sure at this stage. We are not looking at any taxation-related matters, direct or indirect. Indirect, of course, will have to be discussed at the GST Council, but direct, no. At this stage, we are not looking at it at all, because with my revenue generation yet to be completely assessed as to how much of a hit that's going to take, I can't even think of saying what I can forego as yet. I'll have to first assess.
Ma'am, several predictions have been made about India's growth will fall because of this COVID-19 disruption. By when will you be able to make any kind of assessment of growth or degrowth for 2020, 2021?
Let the lockdown first get lifted. Then I'll have to see what is the number of firms and manufacturing units which are getting back, and to what capacity. Are they starting with 10%, 20%, 50% capacity? So any assessment can only commence after the lockdown is lifted fully.
But ma'am, there's no timeline for that.
And that is why there is just a lot of uncertainty. And even after it gets lifted, it's a question of when the pandemic is going to retreat. We don't know. No one knows when this is going to go away. Are we going to have to live with it in its full force? Or is the force of the pandemic going to come down? There are very important questions which have to be answered.
Ma'am, was there a fear of downgrade by rating agencies that held you back on going ahead with fiscal stimulus?
Not at all, because we did analyze what the rating agency issue is going to be. And I did say it very clearly, that there were times when India was alone in a certain circumstance, whilst everything else was normal in the rest of the world. Whereas here is a situation where, because of the pandemic, globally, every country is affected, very badly hit.